we did a 1 medium fade with some texture on top. We did about a 1/2 inch off top. We used sea salt spray and texture powder to style. We just went in reverse circles with our fingers to create that texture. And we tapered the hairline as well. That just helps with longevity of the haircut since he doesn't go down to skin, but he likes it tight. Just grow out nice and evenly. So Eric gets a medium 1 fade with a taper, keeps it simple. And then he gets maybe 1/2 inch to 1 inch off the top with just a lot of texture. He just wears it naturally. Starting with a 4 at the parietal ridge. When you get to the top of the head, just flicking it off of the head instead of going with the shape of the head is going to help it blend more with the top. Now I have the 1 closed, just creating that guideline for how we want the fade to be. I pretty much have like an outline for each fade I do, which is like just following like around the ear, the shape of around the ear. More using like the corner of my clipper instead of the full thing too. Like it'll rotate from this way to this way, depending on where I'm at and where I'm trying to target it at. Down here is always like you're going in because the hair grows out a lot on a lot of people. His grows out and in. So the 1 is gonna go like right under the occipital bone, well on top of his, because his is a little lower, but like usually it's around here. Now I have the 2 closed, just going over that line. Again, I did a 4 at the parietal ridge here, so this line here is going to be a 3. The more you flick, the less you have to do like a 2.5, 3.5. You can just do like a 2, a 1, a 1.5. There was a 4 up here, yep. And then I did a 1 here, a 2 here. Now I'm going in with a 3 to get this line out. This is a fade guard, so it's gonna flick itself along with my flick. I don't have to do too much. I'm just trying to get that weight out right there. X's again, because some hair grows this way and some grows this way, so you want to make sure that you're getting every way that it's growing. Now we have a 1.5, just going in on that last line there. And really you just got to tap it with your corner in like more of the heavy spaces. Like you're not going like up and into it, you just want to tap it. And if you feel like you're not getting the line out by going this way, send it over back this way. Now I have the 1 open. I'm just gonna go tap those lines where it's heavy. I think the important part of having a good blend is the way it grows out. So you can tell when it grows out, you'll be able to see like what I like to call the stagger and dagger. Like it'll be choppy when it grows out. It is not supposed to be. It's supposed to look like it just grew out of your head that way. So I already know he's gonna get a shave, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start here. Smarter, not harder. Try to be efficient. So if I already know he's gonna get a shave, I'm just gonna take that off now while I'm here. So when I go around the ear, I'm only using like the tip of the trimmer. You can already see where his line density changes and where his line should be. And I'm going with no guard open. I'm gonna flick out this line. Of course, I have a fade blade on my 0 gapped clippers. I went from an open to a closed, and now I'm just like flicking out that line. So I went no guard open, now I'm closed. Now I'm going 2 clicks up. I'm just using the corner just to get those dark spots out. Because this is where the head rounds. Sometimes in these areas it'll be deeper than like right here where the one is. And that's because like that's where the head's protruding. But like when you move it down, you'll tell that it's like cohesive as everything else, which is why when you do a video and you're like showing it in different directions, you'll see it different than if you were looking at it straight on. So in here, I'll do the half with just the corner just to like debulk it a little bit so that when he does look down, it doesn't look like too much of a difference. So with the lineup, I will push all the hair towards the eyebrow, angle it with what the eyebrow is, and I just take it off. And then I can see here where it starts. See there where it starts, there's where it ends. You can already see his natural circle. So. Water. We're gonna make our guide. I make my guide in the middle, called a mohawk section. My goal is to even out the hair and take about an inch off. So looks like it's getting a little bit longer towards the front. So we're going to find our guide and angle everything at the front of the face up. Why is that? That is over directing this hair, so it's going to save this hair. It's going to give him some layers, but also still some length in the front to play with. This angle here, if you take it off, it's going to be blunt here, and it's not going to be as textured. So I like to keep that there. If anything, I'll point cut those little curls there, but I'll do that last so that y'all can see that. See, like this is a lot more we're taking off than what we took off in the middle. But the mohawk section, we took about an inch off the full thing, so. Then we're just working with the round of the head, going from our guide, cutting, pulling it all back forward. Again, we're still preserving that length, so we still want to bring this back. I twist it, and then there's my length. Bring it back, twist it, there's my length. You can see the guide here and the guide here. So you grab it, and you twist it, and that's your guide right here. So I grab it, come on, grab it, and I twist it, and that's my guide. And that was a guide from the front area. So if you've seen the first one, you twist it, it's the bangs. That's what's gonna line up with his bangs on the side. Twist it, there's my guide. And then to do it back here, I'll match it here with my first mohawk length. There's what I cut off there. We want to keep it like wispy. So I take this, I twist it. This is what I'm cutting, just the little pieces there. And the sides, I over direct them, and that's all I cut there. Just point cutting those little pieces. This is going to give it a little bit more shape in the front. spray it, and then I use my fingers and put it in circular motions, which is going to add texture in there. And you can do it both ways depending on how you want it to look. And then if you kind of like pat it down, you'll get like a lot of texture, but it's not like poof texture. And then we just add a little bit of the powder, and this is going to help with a little bit of hold, because sea salt spray doesn't have much hold. So this will give it a little bit of hold while still allowing it to have texture.